today we are going to go over the Chapter 1 study guide for our test tomorrow. Please, remote learners, please remember you must take your test during your scheduled time period tomorrow. There is no more excuses. If you do not take it during your time period, you will get points marked off. I'll say that again. If you do not take it during your scheduled geometry period, you will get points marked off. So please email me if you have any questions about that. All right, so number 1, if MN is equal to 15, OP is equal to 12, and MP is equal to 50, find the length of NO. All right, so let's see what we know. MN is 15, so I'm going to mark that here. OP is equal to 12, so I'll mark that here. And then MP, this entire segment, is equal to 50. We want to figure out what is the distance, of NO, and I'll call that X. All right, this is the segment addition postulate. So I know that 15 plus X plus 12 is going to equal 50. Combine my like terms. 15 plus 12 is 27. Plus X is equal to 50, which means that X is going to equal 23. All right, next we have some vocabulary. So what is a linear pair? Let's draw one. So a linear pair are two angles that form a line. So if I have my two angles, I'm going to call this A and B. That is our linear pair. All right, how about a vertical angles? All right, so if we have two lines that cross, I'm going to call these A and B. Those are vertical angles. They're across from each other, and we know that vertical angles are congruent. They are the same measure. What does collinear mean? And draw points that are collinear. So collinear means lines that are or points that are on the same line. So once again, I will name this A, B, and C. Collinear because these points are on the same line. Coplanar, what does it mean? Well, it's points that are on the same plane. So let's draw a plane here. And I will draw 3, I'll call this A, B, C, 3 points that are not on the same line, but on the same plane. Supplementary, what does supplementary mean? It means that they add to 180 degrees. So draw two angles that add up to 180 degrees. How about two right angles? Both of these right angles are equal to 90, which means that they add up to 180. And finally, complementary. Complementary angles mean that they add up to 90 degrees. And if we want to draw complementary angles, let's call this one 45. And this one 45, we know that 45 plus 45 is equal to 90. Number 3, find the midpoint of -5, 6, and 7, 21. All right, so our midpoint formula, please write this down, is x1 plus x2 over 2. That's how you find the x value. And y1 plus y2 over 2. That's how you find the y value. Now looking back at my coordinates, I have x1, y1, x2, y2. So now we just need to plug everything in. And when we do so, we end up getting -5 plus 7 over 2 and 6 plus 21 over 2. This then simplifies. The x value is 1. And the y value is 13.5. I would accept decimal or fraction on the quiz, or on the test, sorry. Number 4, find the distance between AC. So I'm going to mark this out. Now there's two different ways we could do this. One, by using the distance formula, or 2, using the Pythagorean theorem. I'm going to use the Pythagorean theorem here. So before I use the Pythagorean theorem, though, I need to draw out my right triangle. So now in purple, you should see a right triangle. If I count the spaces for the leg, this has a length of 4. If you count from this circle to this point, that's 4. If I do from this point again to point C, I also count 4. So the Pythagorean theorem is a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. So in this case, a is 4, b is 4, c, I'm going to call x because that's the distance that I'm looking for. Sorry, you notice that I put a b instead of a 4, so I just changed that. All right, so now I'm going to simplify what I know. So 16 plus 16 is equal to x squared. So 32 is equal to x squared, but I do not care what x squared is equal to. I want to know what is x equal to. So to find x, I just have to do the square root of 32, which is not pretty. So it's approximately 5.7. So once again, I will tell you how to round if you don't get a pretty number, or you get something like 5.7 and there's a long decimal. I'll tell you exactly how to round for your answer. Number 5, what would be the measure of an angle supplementary to 48 degrees? All right, so we first have to decide, what does supplementary mean? It means that they add up to 180 degrees. So here we go. If I know one is 48, I don't know what the other measure is, but I know when I add them up, they're going to equal 180. This then means that x is going to equal 132. So the other measure would have to be 132 degrees. And if you want to double check that, just add those back up. 132 plus 48 does equal 180. And so we have the correct answer. Number 6, if we're given that angle ABC and angle CBD are complements, that just means they're complementary. Find the value of x. After you find the value of x, find the actual measure of angle ABC. All right, so ABC, so this angle right here, and CBD are complements. What does complement mean? They add up to 90 degrees. So I'm going to write this out, that 2x plus 4 plus x plus 11 is equal to 90 degrees. All right, so that's all the geometry. From here, remember, it's just algebra. And be careful when we solve for x. We had a lot of issues for this on the quiz, so please double, triple check your answers. All right, combine my like terms, so that becomes a 3x. 4 plus 11, that becomes 15, is equal to 90. Subtract 15 from each side, 3x is equal to 75. So therefore, x is equal to 25. But remember, I'm not done. I just want to figure out what is the measure of ABC. Well, the equation for ABC is 2x plus 4. So 2 instead of x, I'm going to plug in 25 plus 4, and that equals 54 degrees. Please make sure on the quiz tomorrow you plug x in for the correct answer, the correct measure. You don't want to miss that because you didn't read the question correctly. All right, number 7, point A is the midpoint of BC. If BA is equal to 5x plus 8 and AC is equal to 8x minus 13, solve for x and find the length of BC. A lot going on here. I don't know about you, but I like pictures, so I'm going to draw out this situation. All right, so I have B. A is the midpoint, and here's C. Well, what's the definition of a midpoint? It's the point in the middle. So right away, I know that BA is going to be the same length as segment AC. Well, BA is really 5x plus 8, and AC is really 8x minus 13. So that means that these two equations are going to be set equal to each other. So 5x plus 8 is equal to 8x minus 13. All right, once again, that's all the geometry that you've learned, all right? From here on out, it's just algebra. So combine your like terms. So let's move this guy over, get our x's on one side. When I do so, x is equal to, 8 is equal to 3x minus 13. Add 13. Add 13. All right, and we're left with 21 is equal to 3x. Divide by 3, we get x is equal to 7. We're not done. We want to find the length of BC. So BC is this entire segment. So I want to plug 7 back into both of my equations. So if I have 5 times 7 plus 8, I end up getting 43. And for my second equation, 8 times 7 minus 13, I also get 43. I should, right? I should make sure that those are the same, and they are, so that means my x value is good. But to find BC, I need to add both of these up. So 43 plus 43 is 86. A lot of people miss that on the 1.1 to 1.3 quiz. You just said the length was 43. That's only half. So to find the entire length, remember you add those up or just multiply by 2. All right, 8. If angle P and angle Q form a linear pair, and angle P is twice as big as angle Q, find the measure of both angles. All right, so I'm gonna draw out my picture, a linear pair. If angle P is twice as large as angle Q, so angle Q is smaller, so I'm just gonna call that X. We don't know what it is yet, but I do know that P, the other angle, is twice as big, so twice means times 2. So I'll call that 2x. All right, linear pair, what do they add up to? They add up to 180. So 2x plus x is equal to 180 degrees. Combine like terms, 3x is equal to 180. So therefore, x is equal to 60. But remember, I'm not done, so that means I got to plug in x into both the equations. So this small angle Q is 60 degrees, and angle P is 2 times 60, which is 120. Classify each polygon by the number of sides, and then is it convex or concave? All right, so the first shape here, we have 3 sides, so that means we have a triangle. And is it convex or concave? It's convex. It doesn't go in, indent in. It's more round, if you want to say that. There's no indents at all. All right, how about this star? Well, you got to count the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So what's a 10-sided polygon called? It's called a decagon. And this does indent with the star. So for example, that's an indent where it goes in. So this is called concave. And lastly, how many sides do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a pentagon. And this is convex because there's no indents. All right, number 10, give another name for DE. So I'm going to sketch this here. So DE is a ray. So another name then would be to extend this ray, because remember an arrowhead means it goes on forever, never, never. And so then that would go through point C. So ray DC would be our answer. All right, we're getting close to being done. So number 11, if angle A and angle B are supplementary, find the value of x when A is equal to x plus 50 and b is equal to 4x plus 80. Our keyword here, supplementary. Supplementary means it adds to 180. So angle A plus angle B is equal to 180 degrees. All right, well, A, what's that really equal to? It's really equal to x plus 50. What is angle B really equal to? 4x plus 80. We know that's equal to 180 degrees. That's all the geometry that you've learned. Everything else is algebra. So x plus 4x is 5x. All right. Then we have 50 plus 80. So that is 130. We already know it equals 180. Subtract 130 from each side. So 5x is equal to 50. Divide by 5x is equal to 10. All right, number 12, what is the intersection of plane GEW and plane YXZ? This was also missed a lot on the quiz. When two planes intersect, their intersection is a line or a segment. So we want to look for that line or segment that we see. All right, so plane GEW is this plane here. And then YXZ is this plane here. So I'm circling right now the intersection. So I would call this line WY or line YW. 13. The lengths of two sides of a regular octagon can be represented by these expressions: x squared plus 6x plus 8 and x squared plus 2x plus 10. We just want to solve for the value of x. Regular means all sides and angles are of the same length. They are congruent. So if we know the sides, that means I can set these two equations equal to each other. X squared plus 6x plus 8 is equal to x squared plus 2x plus 10. All right, so what's kind of nice about this problem is that I see x squareds. Those x squareds look a little scary, except for if something's on both sides of the equal sign, they cancel out. So then I'm left with 6x plus 8 is equal to 2x plus 10. Now I have an easy problem. So I'm going to subtract 2x from each side. This then becomes 4x plus 8 is equal to 10. Subtract 8 from each side. 4x is equal to 2. Divide by 4. X then is equal to 1/2. And I'm done. So I would accept 1/2, or if you wrote 0.5, that would also work. And our last problem here. Draw an obtuse angle. Obtuse means greater than 90 degrees. So any angle that you can think of greater than 90 degrees, let's say 110. That looks good. Draw an acute angle. So acute is less than 90 degrees. So something like that, and I can just label it, I don't know, 30 degrees. Doesn't have to be accurate, we're just sketching. And then a right angle. We know a right angle is equal to 90 degrees, so I'm going to draw my box because that is going to tell me that that is 90 degrees. So this is all you need to know for the quiz, or I keep saying quiz, for the test. Please, you can use this on the test. I would like you to use this on the test. Make sure everything is filled out. I would also go through your notes. Any problems that we've done in class that are similar, maybe highlight them or star them. Since this is an open note test, I think everyone should be able to do well on this and have A pluses. All right. If you have any questions, please email me so I can help you out. Good luck.